All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm V. Ravi Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces a high-level task force on structural reforms in agriculture. Government convenes an all-party meeting in New Delhi today ahead of Parliament session. Efforts on to end the West Bengal doctors' agitation as it enters the 7th day today. Heat stroke claims 43 lives in Bihar during the past 24 hours. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, India to clash with arch rivals Pakistan today at Manchester. Match starts at 3 p.m. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced the creation of a high-level task force on structural reforms in agriculture. Briefing media after the 5th meeting of the Governing Council of Niti Aayog chaired by the Prime Minister yesterday, Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Rajiv Kumar said the task force will be formed in the near future and will be asked to submit its report in 2 to 3 months. Mr. Kumar said rainwater harvesting, drought situation and relief measures, aspirational districts and security-related items were among the items of the agenda of the meeting. He said the Prime Minister stressed on the need to promote exports and every state should focus on exports to enhance the economy.
The whole focus of the Prime Minister was on making the states export competitive, and the point was that if you can never be a $5 trillion economy till this, you don't have states as champions of both manufacturing and exports.
Dr. Kumar said discussions also took place on agro-processing, value addition and supply chain and investment in agriculture sector. He said the states have appreciated the initiatives on aspirational districts and the Prime Minister suggested to choose backward blocks for development. Dr. Kumar said extensive deliberations were held on left-wing extremism, LWE and Jammu and Kashmir issue. He said development works have picked up in LWE areas and LWE infested areas have shrunk and centre is standing with states to tackle the menace. Niti Aayog Chief Executive Officer Amitabh Kant said that Niti Aayog will look into the suggestions to review National Disaster Response Fund and State Disaster Response Fund and subsidy on drip irrigation. Government has convened an all-party meeting in New Delhi today ahead of the Parliament session. The session will commence tomorrow and will continue till 26th of next month. More from our correspondent.
During the meeting, government will seek the support of the opposition parties to ensure smooth functioning of both the houses of parliament. Besides Triple Talaq Bill, the bills likely to be introduced in the parliament are the Central Educational Institutions, Reservation in Teachers Cadre Bill, the Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill 2019. President Ramnath Kovind will address the joint sitting of both houses on Thursday. The economic survey will be presented on 4th of July and the budget on the 5th of July. Anupam Mishra, AI News, Delhi.
The first session of the 17th Lok Sabha will begin tomorrow. On the eve of the session today, News Services Division of All India Radio will bring you discussions on issues before Parliament and Sansad ke Samaksh Mudde. Issues before Parliament can be heard on Rajdhani channel from 9:30 p.m. while Sansad ke Samaksh Mudde can be heard on the Indraprasth and FM Gold channels from 9:30 p.m. A meeting of National Democratic Alliance NDA leaders will take place today evening to discuss strategies for the Parliament session beginning tomorrow. BJP Parliamentary Party Executive Committee meeting will also be held in the evening. Efforts are on to end the West Bengal doctors' agitation, which entered the 7th day today. The agitation began on Monday night when 2 junior doctors of NRS Hospital in Kolkata were injured in an attack by relatives of a patient who died. Except emergency services, all other services including OPD in government-owned hospitals in the state have stopped. A spokesman of the agitating doctors said in Kolkata last evening that they were open to dialogue. He said they were eagerly waiting to break the deadlock. The doctors are demanding their security at the workplace. State Governor K. N. Tripathi had written to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to take immediate steps to provide security to the medicos and find out a solution to the impasse. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has also written to the Chief Minister. He also asked states to consider enacting specific legislation for protecting doctors and medical professionals from any form of violence. Meanwhile, pressure on the state government is building up. A large number of doctors of government hospitals in the state have resigned. Junior doctors in hospitals across the country have undertaken token strike to express their solidarity with the agitating doctors of West Bengal. Indian Medical Association has called a day strike tomorrow. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will today visit Muzaffarpur in Bihar, where he will take stock of the situation arising out of encephalitis. Dr. Harshvardhan will visit Sri Krishna Medical College and Hospital, SKMCH, along with Kejriwal Hospital, where encephalitis-affected children are undergoing treatment. In Muzaffarpur, he will also hold discussions with health officials of centre and state. Before returning to New Delhi, Dr. Harshvardhan will hold a review meeting with Bihar government health officials where he will discuss measures to contain the disease. He will be accompanied by Union Minister of State for Health Ashwini Kumar Chaubey. Meanwhile, Bihar Health Secretary Sanjay Kumar said that besides providing medical facilities at Muzaffarpur, all arrangements have been made at primary health centre level to tackle the disease. Union Minister of State for Home Nityanand Rai said yesterday that a comprehensive study would be done in encephalitis-affected areas. Mr. Rai, who visited SKMCH Muzaffarpur, told media persons that experts would try to find out the exact cause of the encephalitis so that its further spread is contained and precious lives saved. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @AIRNewsAlerts. In Bihar, heat stroke has claimed 43 lives during the past 24 hours. Official sources said 30 deaths have been reported from Aurangabad district, while 7 people died in Gaya and 6 in Nawada districts. More than 70 people are undergoing treatment in different hospitals in these districts. Chief Medical Officer of Aurangabad, Surendra Kumar Singh, said more than 30 people are undergoing treatment with symptoms of dizziness, dehydration and severe headache. Sweltering heat has paralyzed normal life in several parts of the state, with the mercury touching 46 degrees Celsius yesterday in Patna, Aurangabad, Gaya, Nawada and Dehri. More from our correspondent.
Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has asked officials to provide all possible medical facilities to affected people. He also asked to provide ex gratia of Rs 4 lakh each to families of victims. A delegation led by Regional Health Director would today visit Aurangabad to take stock of situation. The Med Department in Patna has forecasted that there will be no relief for next 2 days from intense heat wave conditions. The Disaster Management Department has sounded alert in the state and appealed people to remain inside their homes during daytime. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
Classes have been suspended in government and private schools in Patna and Bhagalpur till 19th of this month due to intense heat wave. State Education Department has issued an advisory to all districts to ensure schools function only during the morning. In Uttar Pradesh, heat wave continued unabated. Maximum temperature is hovering above 45 degrees Celsius at most of the places. Our correspondent reports that Prayagraj sizzled at 47.4 degrees Celsius, while Banda recorded a maximum of 46.2 degrees, followed by Varanasi at 46 degrees Celsius yesterday.
After 2 days of relief, hot winds are troubling people in the state. Markets and roads wear deserted look in the afternoon. At many places, the district administrations have banned car washing centers to save the water. Met Department has predicted heat wave conditions to continue. It also forecasts thunderstorm and rains very likely at isolated places today. Multan Singh Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis will expand his cabinet today. Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao will administer the oath of office in secrecy to new ministers at Raj Bhavan in Mumbai. Union Minister of State for Social Justice Ramdas Athawale said his party man Avinash Mahatekar will be inducted in the cabinet. Maharashtra's Food and Civil Supply Minister Jayakumar Raval has made it clear that PDS shops will have to provide food grain to ration card holders on any day of the month, and this condition is mandatory for the PDS shop owners. They had received complaints that the shop owners were denying food grains on ration card after certain days in the month. The BJP, headed by its state president B.S. Yediyurappa, will gherao the Chief Minister's Home Office Krishna in Bengaluru today to protest the government's decision to sell huge tracts of land to Jindal Steel Company, allegedly at a throwaway price. The party was staging a dharna since last 2 days. A party release said that its members of parliament, MLAs, corporators and workers will take part in staging a gherao. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister Dr. G. Parameshwara has clarified that selling of land to Jindal has been deferred and that a cabinet subcommittee will look into the allegations made by BJP and others. Yediyurappa has, however, termed this as an eyewash. Odisha government is gearing up to implement the Solid Waste Management Rules 2016 within and outside the Gram Panchayat areas, including urban agglomeration across the state within next 1 year. Joint Secretary of Panchayati Raj and Drinking Water Department S. C. Das said that the rules will be first implemented in 3 model Gram Panchayats in each of the 30 districts and later scaled up to cover the entire state. More from our correspondent.
This solid waste management rule initially was meant for municipality areas, but as per the direction of National Green Tribunal recently, rural areas will also have to follow the guidelines. The state government identified all 90 Gram Panchayats where the rule will be implemented soon. The government is also formulating a sanitation policy in which Gram Panchayats will be major stakeholders. The new policy will mandate for a compulsory composite pit in every household besides garbage cleaning and proper waste disposal. Though the waste generated in the rural areas is predominantly organic and biodegradable, it is becoming a major concern due to indiscriminate disposal. Tapan Maharana, AR News, Cuttack.
In Madhya Pradesh, two-wheeler dealers in the state will have to provide 2 helmets to customers with every new vehicle. In effect, this means that every customer will now have to buy 2 helmets with their vehicles. More from our correspondent.
As per the order issued by Transport Commissioner, 2 helmet rules should be checked effectively during registration of vehicle. Automobile dealers have also been asked to take the responsibility to convince the citizens to buy 2 helmets along with their two-wheeler. The idea is to ensure the implementation of Madhya Pradesh High Court order, which makes it compulsory for two-wheeler drivers to wear helmet. According to Section 129 of Motor Vehicle Act, it is mandatory for driver and pillion rider on a two-wheeler to wear helmet. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Assam government will set up a skill university at the cost of 850 crore rupees at Darang district. Participating in an AIR talk show last night, Mission Director of Assam Skill Development Mission AP Tiwari said that the proposed institution will be known as Skill City. This will be perhaps the first skill university of the country with a capacity of 10,000 seats. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, the most anticipated fixture at group stage takes place today when India take on arch rivals Pakistan at Manchester. The match is scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. India time. All India Radio will broadcast a live commentary of the match. It can be heard on DTH Hindi and additional frequencies from 2:30 p.m. onwards. This will be the first match played at Old Trafford during this World Cup, so the condition will be something of an unknown with the threat of rain looming large. The match is very important for India as it intends to extend its 6-match winning streak over Pakistan at 50 over World Cups. For Pakistan, the team will be under tremendous pressure as it faces a mammoth task to reach the semi-finals if they lose to India today. There were 2 matches played yesterday. In the first match, Australia beat Sri Lanka by 87 runs in London. Chasing a victory target of 335 runs, Sri Lanka were dismissed for 247 45.5 overs. Earlier put into bat, Australia made 334 for the loss of 7 wickets in the stipulated 50 overs. In the second match at Cardiff, South Africa defeated Afghanistan by 9 wickets through the Duckworth-Lewis turn method. Earlier, Afghanistan collapsed to 125 runs in 34.1 overs. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Ravi. The Prime Minister's address at the 5th meeting of the Governing Council of Niti Aayog is prominently featured on most front pages. The Hindu quotes him as saying, "Want to make India a $5 trillion economy by 2024. Multi-agency body to track all terrorism cases in J&K, reports Hindustan Times. The Indian Express reports, India and Myanmar forces coordinate to destroy insurgent camps across border. The Times of India writes, amid Russia arms row, India plans mega deal for US military drones. Financial Express headlines, Air India to tap more international routes. The report adds that grounding of Jet Airways has opened up more destinations like Nairobi, Hong Kong and Bali for other carriers. In a report, the Tribune reveals rampant abuse of power subsidy by well-off in Punjab. The paper comments that while marginal farmers struggle for tube-well connections, the well-off had multiple subsidized connections. And finally, as everyone waits with bated breath for the Super Sunday clash between India and Pakistan, the Indian Express writes that Indian and Pakistani fans are united in their worry. Will they weather hold? With that, it's back to you, Ravi.
Thank you, Subhadra, for an overview of today's newspapers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces a high-level task force on structural reforms in agriculture. Government convenes an all-party meeting in New Delhi today ahead of Parliament session. Efforts on to end the West Bengal doctors' agitation as it enters the 7th day today. Heat stroke claims 43 lives in Bihar during the past 24 hours. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, India to clash with arch rivals Pakistan today at Manchester. Match starts at 3 p.m. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.